Hello everyone, it's MyTyme here. Welcome to another episode of NHL Supercard. I think it's episode 3 here, and we have the end of Rivals Clash. Now, I've already claimed my rewards, and click on claim rewards. As you can see, claim 1545 means I get one epic card. Now, I could have easily made it into the 1500s, but I didn't. I literally haven't played because of having a busy weekend. So, for the next event, I should do a lot better, but I'm not too worried at the moment because I'm not going to use the card, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to basically now show you through some games how to make your deck, should we say, or your team better when it comes to these kind of events. So how you can get the most out of your cards. And what I mean by that is, how you will stack the deck in your favour. It's just called many different things. I'm going to just term it plain dead because you don't hear many people say that. I want to be a little bit different. So we'll click on quick game, and you can see my team here. Now I will just click on my right winger position and I will go swap. Now if I do filter by none, you can see that I have far better cards. For example, this epic card, which was my reward event, this Brent Seabrook, I can put him in and I can gain 157 stat points because he's 157 points overall better than my current. So let's just say I put in 2 players to replace these 2 common cards, and I'm now up into the Super Rare Plus Plus. So you might say, oh MyTyme, why don't you play Super Rare Plus Plus? You're going to increase the opportunity for you to get Super Rare drops, you might make pros and stuff. That is true, okay? That is true, but it doesn't put me into Ultra Rare. So I haven't dropped down a tier. I'm still in Super Rare tier. Overall, I've just dropped down the level of the tier I'm in, but I'm still in the same tier. So I maybe wouldn't recommend what I'm going to tell you now if you just crept into Ultra Rare and you want to try. You've got your pool coming up, and you're close to pulling another card, and dropping down then might get you Super Rare instead. So maybe in those situations you just play through until you could improve your cards. But for the rest of the time, this is what I do. So you pick the cards you're going to use. Now, because I've just got these cards and this isn't how I've been playing, I'm going to show you. Click back to common. Notice up here, you've got a card 157 points worse and 158 points worse. So now, depending, there will be differences between the tiers. There are some cards, not every card is exactly weighted the same. They don't all, for example, have the same base points. So there will be better cards in each tier overall. So I don't know which ones are the best cards in the game at the moment. Those that are NHL fans may know which players are better than others. So you probably would know just looking, oh, you're going to be a better card. But this is basically the kind of team that I had. Now the reason I had that is because I'm playing dead, which means I'm only going to be using really 4 cards in the game. So this is what you do for like Rivals Clash. So when you're struggling and you're running the +1s, +3 games, this will help you to win more games on the +5. And I'm going to show you the kind of idea you do now. So I'm just going to pick the top person each time. So we'll go Johnny P. Now bearing in mind, this will be easier than what I am hoping to show, because it's not Rival Clash, it's finished, and I can't show you it against a stronger deck than mine, okay? But that's the theory here. The theory is that I'm making my deck look weaker than it is, so that when the computer picks my choices of opponent, it thinks that my deck is weaker, and therefore with the opponent in the +5, which is going to be slightly better than mine, he's in theory not better than mine, okay? Because I'm only using 4 cards where his deck's using all 6 cards. So as a result, with my 4 cards, I can beat his 6 cards because I'm throwing away a match. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by throwing away a match. So here we have playmaking and skating versus playmaking and skating. So you can see that I'm using 1 character each, both outfield players. So I'm going to use my boost. I've got 2 choices here. I can either use my best card and try and win it, hoping that I should win in the Super Rare with my centre, or I can try to throw the match away, because the computer generally will use its better cards straight away and keep its weaker cards towards the end. It's just the way the game plays out. So if it's got a statistic, it'll pick like the best card in that statistic that it has to face you. So I'm going to throw this card away. Okay, I'm going to play dead. So I'm just going to, for the sake of it, normally I'd do this on my goalkeeper one, but just to show you what I mean here, I throw away one of my common cards. Now, the computer uses one of his better cards, okay? Half leveled through, rare card, probably one of his better cards. So computer's going to go 1-0 up. So I lose the first period. By 1-0 up, I mean he wins the first period. Now we have again 2 solo skaters. So I know my last game is going to use my goalkeeper. So now I'm going to pick my best card to make this 1-0 win periods. And as we see here, he's kept another decent card back for the solo one, but this time my card is my best card, so I'm comfortable with a win. Now he's used 2 good outfield players, which means he's got 2 outfield players left. Now the fact that he's used 2 super rares means he's very unlikely to have 2 more super rares left, especially that have any levels in them. So by picking my goalkeeper that's been leveled up and any of my outfield players which are super rare, so my defender, I will win this comfortably. And he's probably got 2 rares. Okay, he's got 1 super leveled up slightly and 1 rare. So this was now a comfortable win in the end, and I have won 3-2. Now yes, I could have won this game, won all 3 periods and got the extra pick, but that's not what I'm trying to show here. What I'm trying to show is why you have weaker cards in your team, because you want to bring down your overall stat points for your team total, so that when it comes to, for example, Rivals Clash, when it plays you, +1 should be a game you should be able to win easily. +3 should be like your kind of level, and +5 should technically be people that are better than you, which is why generally you see the +5s are in the tier above, or they're at the top end of the tier you're currently in. So it makes it harder. Now we'll use a different strategy this time. What I would do here is I will check my stick handling. I have a very good stick handling player, so I'm going to go and try and win this, thinking that my solo is going to be better than his solo. Okay, and as it happens, I am just about going to win, and this is what I mean by users. It's probably one of its best cards straight away, so I've just about won that. Now this is playing for show here. Okay, in this situation I'd pick my goalkeeper. It's not his best, that is alright, and I'd throw away a card because he's using 2 outfield players, so I'm going to try and win the last match. So I throw away a card here, I throw away this match. He uses 2 super rares, and let's imagine this was against another, like a slightly better deck. He'd have 2 super rares here, be slightly more boosted up. It could be 50-50 whether I win. So throw that away. Now using 2 more skaters. Now I've got 2 skaters left here, which should comfortably beat his 1 rare, 1 super rare, which is what he's likely to have left. Okay, that's what he has left, because the computer's kept the weaker cards to the end, because obviously if they're not needed, then it won't play the weaker cards. It's always going to play your better cards first. So you sacrifice the potential of getting the perfect win and the extra pick to just guarantee yourself the pick. Now that's more important with things like Rivals Clash, where if you're losing games, you're sitting there playing and you get no reward. You want to win every game, so you get +5, +5, +5, and obviously it means you spend less time playing games to get the points. Now check your position here. Once again, I'm going to use that same strategy, that goalkeeper is normally the weakest area. Once you start to move up through the ranks though, bear in mind everyone gets to Corey Crawford for 350 games, so when you start playing people with more games than that, you know they've at least got a super rare goalkeeper. Okay, so this tactic doesn't become quite as effective, but certainly up until that point there's no guarantee they have a good goalkeeper, so let's assume they don't. I use my +3 to all team, and I'm going to come and use I'm not going to use my best player because he's 147 in focus, and my other 2 players are 142, 143, where his stats are better in stick handling, playmaking, skating. So I'm going to keep him, and instead I'm going to throw him one of my other cards because there's not much difference. So here you go. This guy, because he played loads of games, and we've just had the Rivals Clash, means he's got himself a pro goalkeeper. So this is why you could have potentially thrown a card away, but doesn't matter too much. I've lost the first game. Okay, so now knowing that I'm losing the first game, and knowing that I have to use my goalkeeper, puts me in a bad situation here. So I'm going to have to win this game. Now I should be able to win. Well, I comfortably win using my best 2 cards. So I use my best 2 cards. Yeah, it is comfortable, but puts me back to 2. Okay, so now him having that goalkeeper, which is the point I was trying to make. I should have even thought of Rivals Clashes, that they've given out some rewards, so now people's decks will be boosted, and puts us at 3. But notice the goalkeeper was a good card, and he's just used a super rare, which is kind of leveled, which which means he's unlikely to have 2 strong. So I'm unfortunate in the way that I should have thrown the first game, because now I'm trying to win all 3 games. This is why you throw one game to win the other games. Okay, so I'm going to probably lose this now. Yeah, because of the price. Okay, so did I just about win it? He had just under 200, didn't he? Yeah, 290s. Well, anyway, as you saw, he had two weak cards left, and I've got quite lucky to win it from that situation. That's because I didn't try and throw away a game. I tried to win all 3 games, which I shouldn't have done. I should have thrown away on the first game, and then kept myself some better cards to the end. We'll do the same here. Goal in the skater, so I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to pick my goalkeeper and throw away a card. Expecting to lose this. You see, I'm just 203 points. So he's going to easily beat that with 2 super rares. He's got about 250 in total, or even more. And I pick 1 card here. Pick my best card. Win this. Make it 2 apiece. And that means the last game he's not going to have 2 strong cards left. Nowhere near as strong as mine. So whether it's just 1 player or 2 players, in this case it's 1 skater, I should be comfortable enough ahead of him, as you can see, that I win this game. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here for much longer. I just kind of wanted to show you why you put out a couple of weaker cards and the reason behind it, and how it actually plays out when you play the game. So this isn't the best example, because all these cards, all these people, I should be really looking for someone in a tier above. In fact, I'll do that in a moment. But here we go. I'm going to throw away the first match with my goalkeeper. I might have won. BVC's used 2 cards. They both have bonus boosts. Procs into 171 and 163 was that. So yeah, it's very unlikely I'm going to have 334, whatever that works out, 333 to beat them. So I probably would have lost that game if I tried to use my keeper and one of my outfield players. But now, because I've kept myself 2 good players, I will comfortably win this one, which puts us at 1 game all. And then my last game is going to be 2 outfield players, means he can't have a really good card left. It's impossible. He's either going to have a common, uncommon, or a low rare card, because of his rank. Because he's still in super rare, he can only have so many points, and I've obviously seen him use loads of points in those first few cards. So that's what you've got to remember. The rank that person in means there's a maximum number of points that all their cards can add up to. So if you're spreading your points between 4 cards and they're spreading their points between 6 cards, obviously overall your 4 cards can be better than their 6 cards. So while you might lose one of the games, you are pretty much guaranteeing yourself to win the other 2. So that's the theory behind it. So I don't want to make this one too long, it's just a quick go. I'm going to go in, start proing cards. That's what I'm doing now. I'll show you my cards quickly. I have this Carl Gunnarsson all done. I've started on the second one of him here. So I'm going to get him, pro him up. Once I do, he'll come into defence, take my current rare, super rare out. I'll do the same. Then what I'll do is I'll work on, I've got Jonathan Eriksson here. I actually have a duplicate of him. I pulled him recently, or I have him somewhere. Anyway, there you go. So then I'll start to work on my super rares, pro them, and bring them back into the team. So I'll leave myself, I'm going to try and pro up a few cards. So if they bring a Road to Glory style tournament coming out, where you'll be using potentially 12, 16 cards, depending how they do it, it's just no good just having 3 or 4 good cards. You're going to need a whole number of them. So I'm going to work on my rares at the moment, pro some of those up, and give myself 2 players in each position. And that will help me in season mode, because season mode is currently, I show you, 6 players and 6 bench players. The fact that the energy is hard to come by means that you can't just put in 6 good players in your starting lineup and leave your bench full of dead players who you're never going to use, because you have to keep playing consistently to try and get energy to energize your people. It's a lot easier to have some players on the bench to swap in. Now, you don't need a full bench to do that, but you certainly need to have a goalkeeper you can bring in, and potentially 3 of the other slots need to be players who are good enough to come in and keep your team still fairly strong, because the fact that the drop rate on the energies is quite low, I think it's a good thing. But some people have been complaining it's too hard to get energy stats because they don't want it to be too easy for you to just do that in season mode. Stick out one team, have a bench full of people you're not going to use, and then you're in X tier and you're just going to crush everyone else who's, you know, got a balanced team kind of thing. So, and that's been Supercard for now. I'm going to bring out another one maybe once I've actually pro'd up my players, show me maybe when I get into the ultra rare tier, see what my pick is, and show you kind of the development, possibly also start a season now that I have a few cards, and keep you up to date with that before the new event comes out on Thursday, whatever that may be. Anyway, thank you for watching. If there's anything you want to see, leave me a comment. I'll do my best to get back to you and show you that in future. But once again, if you've enjoyed the video, try and keep some more coming up a bit more regularly, and I appreciate you for watching. Take care.